Well, happy Friday and welcome back to Good Day on WTOL 11. So there's nothing like a friendly face to greet you every morning and when you come home from work or even while you're working. Right, Diane?
Right. And you're talking about a pet. So we have Erin and Molly Savino from the Wood County Humane Society. And they might be able to find you one of those that helps you work, wakes you up in the morning, even cuddles with you at night. And
this guy's busy.
Absolutely. He's busy, but he loves people. I know that he's checking everything out right now. He's kind of a smart individual as well. But, you know, back to being busy, he's a little bit of an athlete. He loves to go on walks, adventures. He's kind of a Houdini, too. He can jump and climb fences.
Okay.
So that's fun fact for the day about Ernest. So honestly, he'd be a great apartment dog. Yes, he is very active, so somebody who's active in an apartment lifestyle. But somebody that would be willing to take him with them everywhere that they go. Do you see yourself? He's like, what is that?
Who is that?
Yeah,
who is
that
that
a new
guy?
friend?
That's you. There you go. There we go.
Yeah.
I love it. So tell us a little bit about Ernest and his story. How did he come to be?
He came to us a couple of months ago from one of our transport partners. We have a few great partners, both locally and in different states. He just happens to be from Texas. He's been with us, I think, just people tend to be interested in the smaller dogs. He's about 60, 65 pounds. He loves people. He loves our volunteers. He loves to go out on activities and adventures. Yeah. We have a lot of people come in. He's been out on a few doggy day outs, a couple sleepovers, so he's patiently waiting.
Okay.
Is he great with, you know, families with kids, or since he's a little more adventurous, maybe a little more older kids?
Maybe older kids. Just like this morning when I came in, he was really just jumping up, greeting me. I don't think he's met a person that he doesn't like. Yeah. Definitely no cats. He tried to go through our cat room window to say hello to a cat. And he's been to doggy daycare. I'd say he'd do well. You know, maybe a little more dog selective. He's been to doggy daycare and done well in group play, but smaller groups. I think he just kind of gets overwhelmed in the larger group setting.
Yeah, he likes head rubs too. Check that out.
I think you have been selective, Steven.
Yeah, so speaking of that, we have a need for volunteers as well. So you guys are looking to select volunteers to help out, right?
Oh yeah, we always have a need for volunteers, and we're so grateful for what they do for us at the shelter. What we typically need the most in terms of volunteering are dog walkers to come in and get them their exercise and take them out every day, and then morning cleaning. We're always really grateful for people that can come in and just help us keep everything clean and tidy and ready for the day.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about the importance of having those volunteers, how it helps to keep you guys functioning.
Oh yeah, you've kind of hit the nail on the head there. Like every day our workload gets a little easier if there's even one person that's there to help out, or even if people just come in and they sit down in the cat room and they spend an hour in there just playing with the cats, that's still socializing the animals and getting them used to interacting with new people, and it makes them friendlier and happier. It gives them enrichment in the shelter, and it makes them more adoptable. And so any small bit of help that anybody can offer is greatly appreciated at the shelter.
And of course it's a big benefit to our furry friends, but what do the volunteers benefit? I assume that they, you know, leave with a smile every day.
Absolutely. We actually have a lot of people who come in because we're in a college town. We have a lot of college students come to volunteer, and they say, oh, I miss my dog at home, or oh, I can't have a cat in my dorm, and so I want to come help just because it reminds me of my animals, or it gives me a chance to spend time with some furry friends. Or we have a lot of retired people who come in and they want to help, and it gives them an aspect of routine. And yeah.
They get to meet a bunch of new furry friends.
Yeah, I never thought about the college students though. Being away from home, yeah, you can't have, look, no. don't bring a pet into the dorm room, okay? Hopefully that's not happening at BGSU.
You know, well, I think, you know, it's a good conversation. We have done some ESA adoptions, and I think there have been some successful adoptions to students on campus, but it's not for everybody, and it's not for every pet either.
Yeah, absolutely. So you all are in need of donations as well, and some pretty unique donations. Talk to us about this.
I know, when I told you copy paper, you're like, what?
What?
Well, we do office work just like everybody else. We're printing adoption contracts, intake paperwork, all of our animal records. So I know that's kind of a boring donation when it comes to animal shelters, but we use bleach in our daily cleaning. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of a couple of the others right now. For animal enrichment, peanut butter, not empty containers, full containers of peanut butter. Sometimes that does come in. We use that to stuff our Kongs, canned pumpkin without any of the sweeteners. It's a more GI-friendly enrichment item to put in the Kongs. So
yeah, and what about toys? Because I see Ernest, he brought a toy with him this morning.
Yes, and you know, he absolutely loves his stuffed animals. He hasn't really played with it here much. Tennis balls, Nylabones are a good toy. Not all of our dogs can have stuffed animals or some of the softer toys. Life in a shelter setting is pretty stressful, so some of them do unfortunately shred, and we just don't want them to ingest and create medical issues. And then with kitten season coming up, we have several wish lists through our Amazon wish list that it's for our daily supplies, cats, dogs, and even our medical and our fosters have their own little wish list as well.
Yeah, and for those who are maybe thinking, okay, Ernest, you know, he's sitting there so well behaved, also TV ready. Of course, tell us about the adoption process. How long does it take? That paperwork part, kind of for maybe somebody who's been thinking about it, kind of explain how it works.
Well, I think that kind of depends on how ready the people or person is that is looking to adopt. You know, some people have put a lot of thought into it. They've adopted previously. The process can go a little bit quicker, but some animals, like Ernest, who have, I guess, a couple of special needs with his Houdiniism, the conversation might be a little bit longer, so it's more of a conversational-based adoption style. We prefer appointments, just we're a very small shelter. Staff is really small, so we try to cram as much as we can into a day. We welcome walk-ins. It's just those appointments do take precedence. And we have a one-page questionnaire that just helps our staff get to know the person in a quick little snapshot. And then, like I said, we have more of a conversation to try to make an appropriate match with that person. And we understand it doesn't always work out. We do welcome our animals back if necessary, and we go from there.
Yeah, and where can people find you guys?
We are located at 801 Van Camp Road in Bowling Green.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. And
Yeah, thanks for coming, Ernest.
Thank you, Ernest.
Thank you.
He's definitely making friends with you.
Yeah, he's a good boy.